Hello and welcome to a game of StarLadder Season 5, day number 26, Star Series. And we have got a game between Navi and 4FC. Now for these two teams, well, their dreams are not yet over to go to Kiev. Let me just get this right, because there's numbers involved and that's not my strongest suit. So, there is still a chance for Navi to go to Kiev. There is. Two things have to happen for that. Mousesports, who have now got, no, they have played 12 games so far. They need to lose at least 2 more of the games that they have to play. And now that is actually viable, because they still have to go up against 2 tough teams. They have to go up against Virtus Pro, which is not the easiest of contestants. And they also have to go up against Rox KIS. And Rox has recently changed their lineup, and that's now Dread's team. And they looked very strong yesterday. They made it to the semi-finals of the EMS Cup. They are also still up against Power Rangers, though Power Rangers has not been doing too well lately. So Mousesports has to at least lose 2 games. But then Navi is still not through. No, Empire still has to lose at least 1 game also. Empire still has to go up against 4FC later this week. Same as we see here, of course. Empire also still has to face... who else do they have to face? They have to face 1 extra, I believe. Oh no, wait. They have, of course, got the death win from earlier today. Well, that's it. Well, they have to still face 3D Clan. We saw 3D Clan in the previous game. 3D Clan has not been doing too well. I don't think that's... Well, it's gonna be tough. The loss that Empire needs to get for Navi to go through, that's gonna be a tough one. But we're gonna see it anyway. And of course, Navi have to actually win this game to go through. And, funny or not, for 4FC to make it still through to Kiev, they have to hope for those losses for Mouse and Empire as well, because they are on the same amount of losses as Navi right now. But we're gonna see this game. And we're gonna see if Navi can at least try to keep their hope up that there might be a small chance that they still might go to Kiev. By the way, if you want to check out those scores for yourself, you can, and you can go to StarLadder.tv, go to the Dota 2 section, and then press on the league button after you click on the British flag so that you see everything in the right language. So you can do that. Anyways, we're gonna have a Wisp, a Nyx, a Bat, and a Darkseer being banned out, and therefore the first pick gets to be the Keeper of Light. First pick is on the side of 4FC. They were the first ones to be complete in the lobby, and they were the first ones to say, you know what, we want to have the first pick. So Navi then chose the Radiant side. That's how it's decided. So Keeper of Light on the side of 4FC. With the Rubik and the Nature's Prophet picked up by Navi. So already a strong hero together with the Lifestealer perhaps. A hero that of course Navi has been loving to play lately. And kind of forcing to either, you know, they're kind of forcing 4FC to pick up that Lifestealer for themselves, or having to deal with it later on. Because you can almost, you know, count out that Navi is indeed going to pick that one up. 4FC, however, they like more. We saw them play, of course, the previous game. They played up against 3D. And they actually, I think they won that game. Yeah, spoiler alert. But 4FC, they like to play Lone Druid. Lifestealer is not something that they often play. They do pick it up sometimes. But they also, of course, still have the Gyrocopter. So, you know, which one do you want to give away is basically the question. And then you're only, you only can pick up 2 right now, which is obvious, of course. But it's still, it's a big pickup, and you see them thinking about it. They're not entirely sure what they want to do either. Do they want to give away that Lifestealer and risk Navi owning with it later on, or do they want to just go their own way, do their own thing? They don't want to give it up. They don't want to give it away. They pick up the Shadow Demon, the hero that they picked up as the first pick last game, and they pick up the Lifestealer as well. So denying that to Navi in a way, and being forced to play with it themselves. Now Navi, they of course had calculated this one in. I would think. I mean, that's quite obvious. If I think that they can, that they are going to pick that up, then of course Navi thinks the same thing, or at least knows that that is going to be able to happen. And they pick up the Chen, so they have got themselves a jungle hero sorted, and already a nice global coverage, and a lot of pushing power with these two as well. I say 2 because Nature's Prophet and Chen can push very hard, but Rubik with his Fate Bolt and anything that he can steal, of course, as well. If he can steal the Illuminate, I mean, he should not be underestimated as a pushing hero either. We're gonna have the Luna being banned out. The obvious reply to a lineup like Navi's at the moment. Luna is a hero that, with her Luna blessings, she can be one of those heroes that can just go for very early pushes. We're gonna see Navi thinking about their their bans. I mean, we still have 2 solo lanes left to be picked up for 4FC. Assuming that's going to be a tri lane, the one that's right there. And we still have the Gyrocopter in. We still have the Magnus in also, by the way. A hero that can go on those solo lanes as well.
10 seconds remaining.
And Navi's taking their time.
5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Reserve time for it even. What do they... Because they could also ban out something like a Storm Spirit. It's a mid hero. It's a hero that is a counter to the Nature's Prophet. And it's a hero that works well together with Lifestealer. They were the ones to start off with it, I believe. And are they comfortable facing it or not? And they're really taking their time right now. For this first of the 3 bans. Which solo lanes do you now want to see? I mean, they already kind of give away what they want to be doing, obviously. And it's a Beastmaster, a hero that's being considered one of the turtle heroes, as his axes work very well with that. Of course, initiation power with the roar as well. Very strong, and they ban it out. A solo laner out of the pool for 4FC. Let's see what 4FC themselves are going to ban out. Another hero that's very early on pushing. It's the Juggernaut. No real surprise there. Queen of Pain gonna get banned out, solo lanes. I'm kinda curious to see if that Storm Spirit is gonna make it through. Or if they're gonna ban out the Puck instead. Puck is of course also a hero that we see very often lately. And there's a Gyrocopter that gets banned out last.
Navi's turn to ban.
And 4FC, they're really not wasting any time with those bans. Seeing if they can snoop some time off Navi's bonus time perhaps. I mean, they kinda got enough time to think about their bans when Navi was thinking about their first ban, I guess. They used so much. Last ban incoming for Navi though. Only about 50 seconds left in total. I don't think they'll need it all, but you know, it's possible. Also, for people that are wondering, there has been a new pope has been elected. My phone just made sound for that one.
Remaining.
New pope. Boo-hoo.
Reserve time.
And they're actually using their reserve time for this as well. Is it the Storm? Is it the Puck? Is it something? Is it the Magnus still? Or something entirely different? Is it the Lone Druid, a hero that 4FC really loves as well? There's so many options right now.
5 seconds remain.
It's good. It's the Clockwork. It's neither of the heroes that I mentioned. It's the Clockwork. Now, Clockwork is an offlaner that we've seen a lot of as well. I mean, we've seen a lot of all heroes lately. I'd say we've seen a lot of very different heroes lately. Well, not very different heroes. But Clockwork is normally picked up against the Lifestealer. Because of his cogs working against the Lifestealer, even if he is in range form. Now, he is also a great run to have with a counter push with the cogs as well, and the flare, etc. So, that's probably the reason why they banned it out. I'm quite surprised to see it though. And 4FC, what are they gonna pick up right now? They don't really have either a lot of bonus time left. And I already mentioned all the heroes that they could still pick up. Is it gonna be one of those? Are they gonna be going for that Lone Druid once more? Or are they gonna be deciding on something entirely different?
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Bounty Hunter.
It is something different. It is the Bounty Hunter, so that's going to be their off lane. And you have got a combination now with the Bounty Hunter to go with the Lifestealer, as in invested in the Bounty Hunter, and then go try to snipe someone off. I don't really find Bounty Hunters fitting in the lineup that would counter Navi's lineup so far. It will depend on what the last hero is for 4FC, of course, and that's probably going to be a surprise pick later on. But I'm kind of confused. Like their counter push right now only exists of that Illuminator. Now if Navi can kill off that Keeper of the Light, especially with the Night Stalker being there. I love this, by the way. I love Night Stalker. That will be really really strong for Navi. They can just continue that push, and Night Stalker fits in that entire picture of Navi right now. Night Stalker, we have seen him picked up, like, he has been picked up regularly still, sometimes, a couple of times, you know, over the last couple of months in the current metagame, as they call it. But when I just started watching Dota, which was about a year and a couple of months maybe, well, a year, I guess, Night Stalker was picked up very often. And the thing was that Night Stalker would go for a gank when it was nighttime, duh, and get a successful gank, and then everybody came in to push that tower where that was just a successful gank. And it looks like Na'Vi might want to try the exact same thing here. With Night Stalker able to be very active on the entire map, Nature's Prophet able to do the same, and that can be resulting into early towers in favor of Na'Vi. We still see a Storm Spirit being picked up by 4FC, so we still have that Ball Lightning mobility as well as a kind of bit of counter push, I guess. But also, I mean, there's already a Silence now up on Na'Vi, and they pick up a Weaver as the last one, so they're gonna look probably to go for a bit of 4+1 Dota right here, with the Weaver just farming and the rest just you know, pushing. Let's see how they're gonna be doing with that. Quite interesting to see how that's gonna work out. If this game is indeed gonna be as short as Na'Vi is looking to be wanting to make it. Oh, God. You know what? I have been... Sorry, this is entirely irrelevant. Well, it's kind of irrelevant. Because you are watching Dota, that means that you like watching Dota. That means that you would probably watch Dota together, or tomorrow again as well. I have been advertising Virtus Pro versus Mouse basically the entire week, since Sunday, since of course those deciding games were played between Na'Vi and Mouse Sports and No Tidehunter. Virtus Pro versus Mouse Sports has been postponed. Sorry, tomorrow that is. Don't worry, it's tomorrow. This game is still here. But just so you're aware, that is a shame. That is a shame. You know, I blame fun games with viewers. Because I had to actually turn off all the thingies that you see right here. Did I turn audio on? Yeah. So that was that. We did all mid, all pudge wars. I lost. Damn. I mean, yeah, that was that. Anyway, let's see who's gonna be playing what. We have Boomski playing the Shadow Demon, Strangby on the Lifestealer. It will be Nose playing the Storm Spirit, and it will also be Curly on the Bounty Hunter, and that will leave one, and that is Iris Loco on the Keeper of Light. On the bottom lane, we have got Phonic for Na'Vi, already going there by himself. Looks like they're gonna be sending him there by himself, as in going for a safe solo lane. Kuroki with his, of course, spectacular outfit. He's gonna be playing the Rubik. It's gonna be Puppy on the Chen. It's gonna be Dandy playing the Night Stalker in the mid lane. And Matron gets a shout out. Matron, by the way, who dodged co-casting with me, so you can flame him for that later. Even though he doesn't have any Facebook or Twitter to do that on. We're gonna have a post on the Weaver, and he looks to be going on the solo lane, also on the suicide lane. So we're probably gonna see, I don't know, where depends on where Kuroki is gonna be. Is he gonna be helping out the bottom lane, or is he gonna be helping out the top lane? Both are possible right now. He could even try to just roam together with Puppy and go for some stuff, as we have a lot of different stuff, but no different HUD. That's the one I'm looking for normally. Sorry, people. Again, a lot of sorries. Anyways, the early aggression for 4FC, looking for someone in the jungle, didn't really pay off. Trian's there to scout it out. And we have got Puppy coming with an invisibility rune, seeing Stramby walking by. Do they have enough power to take him down? I don't think so. They don't think so either. Gonna be having the rotation coming, Boomski. And this means that Puppy is not really aware yet that it's gonna be a tri lane. The support's being a bit behind there. No word of the high ground either from Na'Vi means that they, now they see it, now they will see it. Here they come. Realizing it's not him alone. Kuroki now also rotating top. This is fun. The rune is gonna run out soon, and Puppy's just gonna stand there. Hello, telekinesis! Iris Loco is gonna be looking to be the first blood. No, disruption from Boomski helping him out, but is it gonna be enough? No, it's not gonna be enough. The Keeper of Light still drops too much burst damage coming out of Na'Vi. Oh, that invisibility rune, making it all possible. Making it all possible. And again, I mean, that's something that we've seen Na'Vi do constantly lately. Just going for that first blood on the hard lane. Not to stick around there longer, because, you know, Evos can do that by himself just fine. But to just get that first blood going, and just to make sure that that's out of the way. In the meantime, Dandy, he'll be having an okay time against Nose. I mean, Nose can't really do anything against him, and he can't really do anything against Nose. The thing about both heroes is, Nose has to get level 6 at some point to get his ball lightning, and then he'll be able to be aggressive, then he'll be able to ball lightning, etc. He'll have an escape. The thing about Dandy on his Night Stalker is that he also needs to be, well, it's not really level 6 that he needs, even though that doesn't work the same way, but he needs to have his 6-minute mark to get his nighttime. Dandy is already ahead on farm though, with Nose, or ahead on last hits even, yeah. 11 for Dandy and 6 on Nose for now. So he gets it as well. The harassment is still there, but it doesn't really matter for him, and he's gonna have a bottle being brought to him real quick as well, as we have a smoke off for Puppy and Kuroki. Gonna be seeing if they can get a kill up on Nose. Of course, the thing about a Storm Spirit is that he is already very squishy early game. He doesn't have an escape before level 6, as I just said. He's gonna be in time though. The aggression from Dandy just a slight bit too early, and Kuroki just a slight bit too late with the telekinesis. Couldn't have it happen. In the meantime, looks like we see a Vos going for a kill upon Boomski. He's gonna get harassed by his own illusions a bit from the disruption that happened. Gonna throw some harassment back. Strangby actually looking for something, but the Chikushi there makes it they don't really want to be able to go for that. They can't really do that. Haste Rune actually activated by Dandy to try and go for the kill mid, but Nose playing it really, really safe and getting his experience from the far end of the map, I guess. Far end of the river. As Vos is 7 for 2, Strangby is 13 for 2, so he's not really getting shut down on the farm, so that's good for 4FC. But Vos is also not really getting shut down, and he of course was the one that got the first blood money, so he has got that early advantage already going for himself. Even if he's up against a tri lane, doesn't really matter that much to him. In the meantime, we have Krilly walking near a sentry ward. He's very well aware of that, as the last hit right click just came out from Funnick. He is on 16 for 6, as we have got Krilly 9 for 0. The only reason Krilly is sitting here though is because he wants the experience, and he is going to be trying to get that. He now realizes that there's people going towards him. He saw them walking past that place. So that's going to be Kuroki and Puppy being scouted out. It's going to be Krilly being a bit extra careful, but he's just going to scout it out for himself. He's actually going to have the Krilly bringing something towards him. It's a bottle. Nice one for him, as they saw him vanish there. They do have another sentry, I believe. Is it on... yeah, there it is on Funnick. They see him moving around. They can't get him anymore, though. And that's going to be Weaver going down still on the top lane. The triple lane working out for 4FC. The disruption was there. The Illuminate was there, and the open wounds not getting away, and of course the sentry ward to make sure that the Shikushi didn't make any difference whatsoever this time. 1 for 1 on the kill score. As we're gonna see a Vos moving back towards the top lane. And let's see if these two, they really want to get him. I mean, he is getting levels, and that's the thing that you should be worried about. I mean, he's not getting any farm, fine, that's all good, but getting levels up on that bounty hunter is so very important. Getting that level 6 and then try to go for ganks. Of course you want to have it at about the same time as that Storm Spirit is level 6 as well, just to make sure that that's going to be, wait a second, what are you going to do? Double damage, Dandy, are you going to dive that? Nope, he's not. Talking about diving, this is not really diving, but a large push coming out here for Na'Vi. And they should be able to take this tower very easily, no deny possible for Krilly, too risky, and he also has got his Shadow Walk on cooldown, and you can't really try to deny then. Because then it's just suicide basically. Though sometimes it's worth it to suicide for that. If you're a bounty hunter, you're not level 6 yet, might not be worth it just yet. He's trying to pull the creep wave back, but the push is still going to happen, and it might even be enough to just take down the entire lane. The entire lane of trees, that is. Trees? What am I saying? Towers! We do have another dive coming out. Dandy, he really wants to kill up on that Nose. Nose is almost level 6 though, at least 1 level away. Dandy, he has got the nighttime with him right now, so he will be able to be a bit more aggressive. And he has got the nighttime only because he got level 6 and he popped his darkness even before the 6-minute rune time, what is normally the time that is going to be the nighttime. As a tier 2 tower drops as well, so early gold for Na'Vi once again. They got some early gold with the first blood going to a Vos. They get early gold by getting 2 towers that are going their way. And 4FC, they are like they have that lineup that is relying so heavily on all those levels that they need to have. They don't have the levels yet on Nose, they don't have the levels yet on Krilly, and they can't really do anything yet. And especially, of course, they need to get those levels to try and buy time for that Lifestealer to get his farm up even more. And to get the ganks going a bit more. Of course, you have then, I mean, the scenario is that you're gonna have bounty hunters scouting someone out. You can have a ball lightning infest coming off from Nose, and then you're gonna have kills going your way. You can apply pressure through ganks, and that way you should be able to get successful ganks at some point and get towers off successful ganks. I mean, the theory is there, definitely. But Navi's theory, it's a bit it goes a bit active a bit earlier. They can push earlier. They are ready to do their thing earlier than 4FC is. And if they get their advantage fast enough, then 4FC is going to have a tough time still putting their plan in motion. Invisibility rune up on Dandy now as well. Curious to see when he's going to try to leave his lane. I mean, he has got free farm, of course, and that's something that you should never really want to give up unless you know that you're going to be getting a kill elsewhere on the lane. On a different lane. But I think there's still the wish to want to go for a kill fairly soon. Since of course it is nighttime, and he does have his invis rune. He has his urn being brought to him with a detour actually gonna go towards the top lane first. Illuminate is actually gonna hit up on the Weaver. He does have his time lapse though. He's gonna be just fine with that. Level 4 up on the Keeper of the Light. Let's take a look at the supports. We have of course got Kuroki roaming around a lot. He did manage to get himself a level 3 though. Quite nice to see. We have got level 4 up on the Shadow Demon, level 4 up on the Keeper of the Light also, while Puppy is also level 4. So, experience-wise, slightly ahead of 4FC, as in on the levels on the supports. If you look at the experience graph, it's all in favor of Na'Vi though, and that's all gonna be Dandy for now. So we take a look at the levels. I mean, it's not actually it's not just Dandy, it's also Phonic. Every single lane is ahead for Na'Vi on experience. And gold also, most likely. Yeah, well, gold maybe not in the top lane, but yeah, every single lane in favor of Na'Vi. And for the supports, of course, it's different, but you know, the lanes, they make a difference, as we do see the net worth. It is also going to be Na'Vi in favor, but for the golds, you also have to keep in mind that 2 towers went down on the side of 4FC, so that is basically static gold that 4FC can still pick up at some point, and therefore can just pull it even once again. It's just a question about what is Na'Vi going to do with their extra portion of gold. They try to scout out for Krili there. They have got a centralward place. I think they got it just too late though, and Krili is just going to move towards the bottom lane to stop Phonic from applying pressure on that bottom lane. He did finish up his Hand of Midas, Phonic that is, on his Nature Prophet. So we'll be getting some extra farm and experience in the jungle, as if he's not high enough ahead already. They're gonna go for him. The Bolt Lightning is there, but the silence is there as well. Telekinesis Disruption trying to help out, and he should be able to Bolt Lightning away straight after that, and he does do so. TP and also from Strangby, they're trying to chase down Puppy. The track is already up there, and that is gonna be a kill going away for 4FC. Better yet, a track kill. Now Phonic gonna be running himself away. Is it gonna be another track kill for 4FC? It looks like it could be the case. There's a Vortex, and that is gonna be a kill. At the back end of things, Dandy still managed to pick up the Keeper of the Light. But trading a support Keeper of Light for 2 track kills is not going to be worth it. Maybe they can try to do more though. They want to try to do more. They do. The track is already up on Kuroki. Boomski gonna go down. That's Dandy picking up a second kill. That's an even trade, 2 for 2 with the track. The only difference, Krili is gonna have an infested Lifestealer and is gonna be getting himself and the Lifestealer into safety unless Dandy can do something about it. But he doesn't have vision, and that is gonna be 2 for 2 trade on the kills. But those track kills, don't underestimate the track kills. And more important, I mean, it was Puppy that went down and for 2 supports, okay, but then you also had Phonic going down. And he is one of those heroes that is actually really good to take him down, because he actually had his Hand of Midas that was off cooldown while he was dead, so getting a delayed next hit on his Hand of Midas. He of course already had a lot of gold up on himself, so it's a good hero to do that on. As we're gonna see the push continuing. Na'Vi, even deaths or not, they just want to try and take down those towers. Stun hits up on Strangby. Telekinesis on the way from Kuroki, perhaps. There we go, up on the Lifestealer. Fateball's going through. There's a Rage, gonna try to get away. We do see the Weaver with the track up. It is gonna be the Krili that picks up Puppy once again, though. Keeper of Light dies again. Dandy finding him a tasty bite indeed. Nose looking for a way in, has got himself a Vortex, gonna go for Dandy, gonna keep Krili alive, unless the Weaver can do the job, and he does do the job. The track is still up though, and is he gonna get a kill? Nose is indeed gonna pick up Dandy, after Dandy gets a double kill. The dominating streak ended, Nose getting revenge. He didn't die at all, yet. I say yet, because you never know. But that is something that is interesting to note, because normally Storm Spirits, they're getting shut down before they get level 6, so that they are not that big of a nuisance to the game when they are level 6. But he is now level 8 and he hasn't died yet. He's got 2 kills on his name. And better yet, I do love Krili's tracking skills, because basically every single hero that died had a track up on him, apart from of course that first kill that they got. But we have 4 track kills going the way of 4FC already. And that gold graph is still in favor of Na'Vi purely for towers. There are 3 towers down on the side of 4FC. 3 towers is about 4.5k gold. And then you also, of course, have got the first blood money to go the way of Na'Vi. But that's all gold that in theory 4FC is still going to be able to be picking up. But of course that Na'Vi, they are very well aware of that fact. But the thing is, if you're going for some pushing strat like this, as we're going to see Kuroki getting a lot of harassment telekinesis there to try and slow him down. Here comes actually Phonic, Sprout up on Krilly, Dust being popped as well. Wow, Krilly, you found yourself in a bit of a tough situation, 5 versus 0. Well, versus 1 when it got 0 actually. Smoke up for Na'Vi, let's see if they can do something. Everybody knows that they're on the top lane though, but they might be able to find Eros Loco, and he gets a Void, gets an Urn Charge. Ward goes down still, doesn't matter. And it's Denny that gets himself another kill. And he is he's really liking that Keeper of the Light. Keeper of the Light has died 3 times now? What? 4 times. And of course 3 times of those were at least Denny. It's really sad, actually. In the meantime, on the bottom lane, Strangby is trying to push down lane. TP incoming from Phonic, though, or at least a threatening TP, which should be enough to send Strangby on his way. He does have an infest, so he does have that escape mechanism, but he is being forced towards his tower soon, because Na'Vi, as I said earlier, I will finish my train of thought, which I started earlier. It's, hand of God. He wanted to save his alpha wolf. Very noble. I think Peta agrees. So, you know, if you're going for a heavy pushing lineup like Na'Vi is doing, you're very well aware of that your advantage in gold is in theory temporarily, because 4FC can pick up his own gold. TP out by the Lifestealer should be enough. TP to the top lane, actually gonna go for a Vos. The Vos actually drops there.
Really now, you should have seen that coming.
And that is gonna be Keeper of Light getting a kill and being all smart ass about it. But yeah, you know that you're picking up temporarily gold advantage from your opponent team, but if you can make sure that your opponent is not going to be able to take down any towers, then you're fine. Then the gold advantage is going to be helping you out indeed. But if you're only going to be getting ahead because of that gold advantage, and with that gold advantage you can't be putting yourself in a spot where you can take down tier 3 towers, well, then you have to rethink your strategy, because at some point 4FC will be able to take some towers, and they were already able to hold up in their base and keep the pressure out of there from Na'Vi, but they will also gain extra gold then at some point if they can get successful and get some towers. And in theory they would then be getting ahead, because they would then get gold that, you know, that they didn't even need to keep themselves inside the game. There's just extra gold in a way. We're gonna have Krilly. He's gonna be building towards some drums. He's got some face boots. He's I mean, most of his gold is from tracks. He's died twice and he's got not that many last hits. He is doing okay on the farm though. We see him is still in the top 3 for his team. Of course, Na'Vi is very far ahead, even though not as far apart from Phonic. Phonic is really doing crazy things right here, and he is got 88 CS. Let's see if he is the highest CS. Or he is indeed 89 CS, with the second highest being Strangby on his Lifestealer, who's still going for an armlet, by the way, and a Shadow Blade, by the way, up on Phonic. So he can be split pushing and then of course hiding himself to still get out of the situation that he would put himself into. As we have Weaver. It looks like a foe still wants to go for a Lincoln Sphere. You're gonna stop a lot of things, of course, coming out from 4FC. So it would be very nice to see a bit of a defensive thing, to have a bit of a common thing as well, of course, up on a Weaver. But we'll see if that's actually what he wants to go for. I mean, I say this knowing that Weavers normally go for those kind of builds, but it's still a Vos that we're talking about. Phonic! Trouble! Phonic dead. The track helping out, and that's another track kill. Nice job. Killing off the highest farmer in the game. And more importantly, that was also the highest level. So if you kill off heroes that are higher level than yourselves, which in this case was indeed the case, you're getting a lot of experience in return for that. Let's see what they're gonna do. They're gonna smoke up. And they're gonna be maybe nah, they're not gonna go for version. They're just gonna see if they can find someone in the jungle. And they have to wait a while before they can find Phonic in the jungle again though, because you know, he's dead and all. Maybe they can find someone though. Kuroki walking past, but the small camp is already farmed up, so they won't find anybody there, but they will find Jesus, that was a lot of burst damage. And that is a dead ant. That was Weaver coming in from the side. And the sentry were being placed there, so Dendy can't really walk past to all that much. He has got himself a Gem of True Sight though. He's gonna go for a radar built Night Stalker. Having himself picked up a Vanguard, so survivability is there. Probably gonna be in Aghanim's next to just get that vision all over the map. But we'll see. With the Invis rune, he feels himself quite secure. He doesn't have a nighttime anymore. Darkness is on cooldown. So if he's gonna try to pick off a hero, he's probably gonna need some help from his team, because by himself I don't think he can do it, but he does have his team really close by. Puppy actually coming in to try and help Nose. Nose is gonna be able to pick up a regen rune though. Silence is still up in there, Void as well, and there comes the telekinesis. No, yes, where's your bolt lightning? Well, the silence, I guess. My bad. That was a lot of help from his team he got there, of course. Also, the Test of Fate doing a lot of damage in this case. Of course, it's a bit of random damage. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. Mechanism up on Puppy, by the way, so the push can continue, and then they can just, you know, they basically don't have to have any downtime because they got earn charges, they can pick up heroes. We have a Lifestealer infested up on Krilly, by the way, but oh, Disruption, Soul Catcher, are they gonna go for this? Infest? No? Never mind. I mean, it is risky. If Dandy dies, a gem is gone, and that's gonna be a gem on cooldown. Also, track being stolen by Kuroki, something that is very important to note, because as I've been saying, 4FC, they've been trading kills, but they have been getting track kills, so they're getting ahead. Now, with the track on Kuroki, that is gonna be putting Na'Vi actually in a very good position. Also, of course, well, they already have a gem, so it's not really needed to see the bounty hunter, but it is needed for to get that extra gold to make their ganks even more successful. And they're just standing in the mid lane, pushing with 5 heroes, wanting to get that pressure going, wanting to get that kill going. And Dandy actually looking for an opening. Eris Loco gonna be the first one to go down. He just got burned, and that was a track kill, by the way. Tower goes down as well.
Has fallen.
So there's gonna be only one tier 2 tower left standing on the map on the side of 4FC. It's gonna be the one on the top lane. Looks like the Na'Vi is just gonna go for the Roshan, gonna be trying to take that one down, seeing if 4FC can contest it. Like, the thing that's actually in this game that I haven't really pointed out yet is where are the big teamfight heroes? Like, normally you would be maybe a bit hesitant to take down the Roshan. Wait a second, Phonic gonna go for Boomski. He's getting tracked up. Disruption there to try and save his life, as we do have there the Infest coming out, gonna go for Phonic. Phonic is gonna drop. Puppy gonna drop. 2 kills go on the way of 4FC, with only losing their support. Support Shadow Demon. Kuroki is gonna be 1 hit away from dying. Krilly with that extra speed should be able to get it. There we go. Double kill. In the meantime, though, it is a Vost that is just running at the back end of things, cleaning house. Picking up a double kill, gonna be picking up a triple kill if he also kills up Eris Loco, which in theory he should be able to do. Buyback from Kuroki. And that is gonna be Eris Loco indeed, dropping 1 more hit. There we go. In the meantime, Krilly getting a running away from Dandy, who's still chasing everybody there. Disruption trying to help out. Boomski coming back to the fight. Is he gonna regret coming back? For now, he doesn't, unless Na'Vi just thinks, you know what? Enemy's base? What's that? Nothing. This is our base now. It is an ultra kill for a Vost. And he cannot make it into a rampage right now because Krilly is back to base, and just Strangby is just way too tanky at this time. Decent fight for 4FC, but way better fight for Na'Vi, of course. They did use a couple of buybacks for that one. Only one, actually. Only Kuroki bought back. And they are still going to try to get the Roshan going for them. So the kills are now in favor of Na'Vi. Track kills going both ways, so we can't really say anything about that one. We have the gold. We're going towards the 7,500 and over that even. And the experience graph just spiking up a bit after that fight, of course, going towards the 5k. No real surprise. Kills is what gives you self-experience. And it looks like 4FC, they're not going to go for Roshan. They don't want to trade it for their tier 3 tower, because that's what would go down. If they would go Roshan right now, their tier 3 would go down. That's not a worthy trade. Their tier 2 did drop. So Na'Vi only has the tier 3s on their opponent's side left. This is the time when things are gonna get hairy, because the thing is, as I said, well, I didn't actually say that, so I can just say it still. If you're gonna be having a push, taking out the outer towers is the easiest part. Then comes the harder part. Then you have to go for those tier 3s. You have to be up against an Illuminate, against Static Remnants. Illuminate's basically the only real counter push spell from 4FC, so it's really tricky, especially since of course, I mean, there's a lot of diving potential up on Na'Vi, so it's not gonna be easy for 4FC. But if played properly, they can turtle for quite a while, and Na'Vi, yes, they have split push potential, definitely do. But it is also very easy to make mistakes if you think you're ahead this far and then, you know, push up to the higher ground. It's not the same as fighting just at the lower ground, at the tier 2s. Illuminate flying through. Being dodged though. And we have indeed got Dandy building towards his Aghanims. Let's see if we can find some new items. Phonic looking to be going for a Hex. We do have the Lincolns almost complete upon the Weaver. Puppy not buying anything new just yet. Kuroki stolen. Illuminate. Very nice. So whatever I just said about what you doing there, Phonic? Locks in Boomski. Disruption helping out. Track going up on Dandy, but Boomski, oh, you're dead. So dead you are. Yes, you are. And now with the Illuminate on their side, they might actually be able to push in here. Because that is a spell that is, of course, I mean, that is the ultimate pushing spell. But Illuminate's gonna fly out from 4FC's too as well. As we have got Weaver getting tracked up here. His recipe on the way for the Lincolns. Oh, he finds him! He finds him! The void is there, the damage is there. Loco, you're doomed, you're dead. Buys back though, he has to be there. He is the chance that his team has to turtle this. Illuminate flying through, and here comes Nose. Can't get a Vortex in. Illuminates again, but the tower already on half HP, and the fortification already on cooldown. Illuminates flying from both sides, still actually telekinesis. Curly, you're dead. Gem of Truth said doing the works for Denny. More Illuminates, doesn't look like Na'Vi is having too much of an issue with that one. Silence up. Then he gonna dive this. Might not be the smartest thing ever. Hand of God helping out. They pick up Boomski on the sideline. Nose is gonna be next. Ball lighting himself away into safety. But that's not what you want to be doing. I mean, it's great that he survives, but what about his barracks? Silence up, Strang, be trouble. Armlet toggling to stay alive. And he does do so successfully. The 5 heroes just banging on those barracks from Na'Vi. A little to stop them from 4FC that don't have that big team fight potential that could potentially, like, if you have a big RP or something, you could easily turn a team fight around. But right now, they just need more time, and time is not something that you easily get. You get it by having an RP on your side, you get it by having a Ravage on your side, a Black Hole, etc. All that can do the job, but right now it's hard to get it. Denny though, getting Vortex. Nose, however, is gonna get picked off. Denny's still gonna go down. Gem of Truth on the floor. Keeper of Light getting the last hit. Poppy now on the way out. Telekinesis is gonna help him stay alive. Kuroki also gonna be safe. Funnick though, is he gonna be safe as well? No, he is not. He goes down. It's gonna be Vos that picked up the gem. He is gonna go down as well though, unless he time-lapse. He does have time-lapse still, but he also had an Aegis. They just have to get him Shikushi away. They don't have a track anymore, and that's the gem of Na'Vi in safety again. And Curly actually gonna go for that Lincoln's. Pops by the track that didn't go off. Vortex still up. There's a time-lapse finally. Illuminate still flying through. Strangby going for Funnick, who bought back. Wants to be here. Once more track going off on Weaver this time, but this time they don't really have the momentum to go in anymore. Their HP is just not going for it. And they do defend their racks, but... or their chop racks anyway. They don't defend their mid lane though. And Na'Vi, they're not having the lineup to just say, you know what, let's just wait for a while and then go in again. No. They're gonna be going back the moment they got their XP back up again. The moment they got their lanes in their favor again. And we're gonna be seeing them just applying constantly pressure to 4FC to just make sure that 4FC is not gonna get any peace of mind, any time to farm, and is not gonna see any Desolator up on 4FC Strangby because he's building towards that, but it's far off. It is definitely far off. And we take a look at the gold graph, we do have it around 15k in favor of Na'Vi. With the experience graph, no surprise, it is in favor of Na'Vi also. We do see a slight dip back though after 4FC of course successfully defended their base. As Night Stalker finds himself a kill up on the Keeper of Light, but one would wonder, why is a Keeper of the Light there in this situation? That is just bad positioning by Ares Loco, I would say. Sprout up. They're just gonna continue their push. 5 back again for Na'Vi on the top lane. And they're gonna just run in, silence up on Boomski. No rest for the wicked Boomski. Is gonna be staying alive. Nose trying to help him out. Boomski alive, or is he? No, he is not. He is going down. Avo's picking up a mega kill for himself. Curly getting forced back from his own base. There goes Strangby. Telekinesis turned into a piglet to disgrace him more, and he goes down. Buys back, however, as he had gold for that. But what can he do now? Look at Na'Vi's lineup, they look like they haven't fought at all, apart from some mana missing, maybe. Ball lightning in, Vortex, Puppy, dead! That's a kill, but no, it's getting silenced up. Blinding Light trying to help out, doesn't matter. Double kill going the way of Dendy as he picks up Nose. Want to go for Curly, but Curly finds safety inside his base. It is going to be Strangby that goes down again after already just buying back. And this is most likely going to be the GG, because after this, with the Lifestealer 44 seconds out of this game, they will be able to rotate towards the bottom lane and will be able to get their hands on those barracks as well. Maybe even only the tower, but barracks could be next. Na'Vi just sitting around clearing out the buildings because they can. They're not really forced out just yet. They do miss Puppy, of course, but Puppy is up again. His Hand of God is a reason why he's there for, and he can do that from base as well. And actually, they're gonna just wait until Phonic just gonna be pushing out of the bottom lane, and it's gonna be joining him on the push towards wow. There you go. That is much more clear. And what's everybody buying up? There's the Aghanims, Kuroki getting a Ghost after smoke up. We do have Phonic picking himself up at Demon's Edge. Is it gonna be Rapier time? Of course, we saw that last time from Na'Vi when they were very far ahead. They could do that. Kuroki though gonna get Disruptor track going off on the same time. Boomski, you can't just stand there and exchange hits with the Boast. Shadow Demon goes down. It's also gonna be Kuroki that drops. So we have Phonic, Trouble, tracked up. No hope for him. Or is it? It is only Strangby chasing him down, and Strangby, he's raged up. Oh, look at that damage, and that is just gonna be too much to deal with. Armlet toggling to try and stay alive, but the level difference, level 13 versus level 16. I think the level 16 is gonna win. Then the double kill. And we do have in the meantime a Vost just sitting there. GG, well played, gets called out. We do have Na'Vi winning this game. Now, as I said at the start, I will say it again. The only way Na'Vi is still gonna go to Kiev is if Mousesports lose 2 matches and if Empire lose 1 of their matches. And Mouseport losing 2? Maybe. They are up against some tough contestants still. They are up against Rox KAS, up against Virtus Pro, and up against another team, but the other team is not that threatening, I would say, on paper that is. I'm all calling on paper. But Rox with their new lineup looking very scary, as we saw them yesterday in the semifinals of the EMS Cup. And Virtus Pro, of course, scary as ever. Now, I do have to say that the match that was going to be happening tomorrow between Mausa and Virtus Pro is actually postponed. So that match that I've been calling out the entire week that was going to happen on Thursday, well, that's not there anymore. And there is a new time set for it, though. It's going to be on Saturday. It's going to be coming Saturday. As that is possible now with the time for it is going to be 7, so 1900 CT. As the last match of the day, there's going to be 4 matches that day as well. But tomorrow we'll still have 5 matches, though. This was actually not the last match of the day just yet, though in theory it might be, because we have had, of course, a def win for Empire previously because DD didn't show. If DD doesn't show for their next match against Virtus Pro, of course Virtus Pro gets a def win, but also something that you have to be aware of. If they get another def win, if they give another def win, that would mean that they have done that 3 times in Star Series. That would mean that they're out. They're disqualified. They can't be going into the next season. And they look okay for the next season to go into Star Series again. But hey, you have to actually want to play to be able to do that. Anyways, let's jump ourselves out of this game. This was Na'Vi versus 4FC. 4FC not lucky enough to get those 3 points on the board. Na'Vi getting 3 extra points and hope that other teams will screw up for them to still be able to go to Kiev. But we'll find out all in the next coming week. Coming Monday is the last day of StarLadder Star Series. By the way, if you want to support me, please follow me on Twitter, on twitter.com/SheeverGaming. And I'll try to tweet more things that are not just stream related, because I've actually been told that I do that a lot, and then I was thinking, nah, I tweet fun stuff, and then I realized I didn't. So, you know, I will try to do that more. Anyway, we're gonna see what we're gonna be having next. Stick around, don't go anywhere. More than it's you, hopefully, coming up.